Hi guys, hope everybody's doing okay today. I just wanted to share with you a little painting. Maybe today, I'm going to try to paint my home state. And right now I'm just putting a little bit of linseed oil on. I wanted to try that today. I hadn't used this yet, so I wanted to see how that worked out. And it looks like it's going on pretty smooth, pretty light. Using just a lint-free towel, it's just a shop towel. And I fold over, just wipe off maybe some of the excess because we don't want very much on here. But what I did was, I used contact paper to have a pattern, and I cut out the shape of West Virginia. And you could do this with any state. And I wanted to try a little painting. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do. I got a picture I am looking at, but it's not exactly that. It's just basically for the sky, and what I wanted to do in the sky. So I want some reds. I want some yellow and some orange, and maybe a little bit of lavender, a little bit of red, pink. So we're going to see what happens, and then when we get done, we'll pull the contact paper off. Now I may have to do this video in several different segments because I don't paint very fast. So we'll see what happens. So we're going to start with a little bit of yellow first. And for this painting, pretty much just going to use 1-inch brushes. I got a couple of those, and we're going to do an oval brush. What I want to do is a little bit of sky here, some trees, and then maybe some water just into a lake. So we'll see what happens. So I think we need to start with a little bit of, I want to try just a little bit of yellow ochre and Indian yellow. I want this sky to really pop. I want it to really be bright. And when you're painting on a black canvas, sometimes you may have to add in a little bit of white to get this bright. We're just going to tap some in and see. So yeah, that's pretty bright. That's a pretty bright yellow right there. A little bit up here. Go back in a little bit more Indian yellow. We're going to put some other colors in around this. We can start with the yellows though, because then we can always use our dirty brush and go right into some lavenders and some blues, whatever we want to use. So that right there looks kind of crazy. It doesn't look like it's going to be a very good painting. We'll see what happens. So a little bit of blue. A little bit of crimson. We'll put a little bit of white in with that too. Just kind of brighten it up a bit. I'm just going to put some of that lavender in here, in there. I like to paint. I've been doing it for about 7 years. Not very good at it, but I do like to paint. When we use lavender, it's a yellow. We don't have to worry about the blue turning the yellow to green. Y'all might hear my heater running in the background. It's kind of cold here today, so I got to run the heater out. I paint in my garage, and it's cold out here. So now we're going to take just a little bit of laser crimson on the knife, and I just want to. And that's probably actually too much. Just barely. Just barely scrape in some A little bit of crimson here and there. I probably want a little more of that and some yellow, some cad yellow. I really want this sky to pop. The main thing I think is going to be the sky and the lake in this painting. So we'll see how that looks. So excuse my head if you see my head coming in the way there. Trying this setup of this camera, I'm using my phone. I haven't done a lot of videos, so we'll see what happens. So we're going to just start blending a little bit. And we could always blend this to whatever we want. We can blend it more and make some of this disappear. We can blend it lightly and just let it stay. So if nothing else, maybe this will show you how to fix your mistakes painting today. That's all painting is for me, is how to fix my mistakes. I've done several paintings, but I'm not as good as some everybody else is, and I spend a lot of time fixing my mistakes. So see, like that, I think that's pretty. It doesn't quite pop the way I want it to, maybe. So I want to try to put a little bit of, just a little bit of blue in here. Not much, because I don't want it to turn my yellow green. A little bit of blue. That'll make the brighter colors, I think, maybe come out just a little bit. If nothing else, we can always go back in to our yellow ochre, or cad yellow, a little bit of Indian yellow, and just put these yellows back in here, make them stand out a little bit more. And as we know, a lot of times paintings, if you're looking to sell paintings, a lot of times they'll sell a lot more if they have different colors in them. So, as most of you do, some of you do, I try to sell paintings once in a while, not to make $1 million, but just to help pay for maybe doing some more paintings after a while. So maybe doing some more painting again. So. I think if the sun is setting, I think down in here it's going to be really bright. So we'll put just a little bit of more yellow down in there. We're just going to blend it. You can even wind it up a little bit if you want to. Make it look like clouds. And I like it. I think I'm gonna stop with the sky. I think that's pretty good for a sky. A little bit different. So what I want to do down here is I just want to put in some color for maybe a little bit of lake. That's what I planned on. Have just a little lake down in here. So I think the first thing we need to do is we need to just take some darker color, some black maybe. Some black, a little bit of Van Dyke brown. And I want to make it look like some trees. So we'll put trees on this side, maybe a lake in the middle. So we're going to start little and go bigger out, I think. Make it look like it's like it's farther back. And that's working pretty good. I like that. And the trees will come down this side and maybe down the other side. That looks pretty good, I think. And I think we'll try just a little bit of highlight on those, not much, but just a little bit of highlight. We'll use just a little bit of sap green and some yellow ochre and cad yellow, and see what happens here. We'll start right here. And what I need is just a touch of thinner. Really get that to come off easier. That's looking pretty good. I'm using a canvas board today instead of a stretch canvas, just because the pattern is easier to put on a canvas board, and I happen to have some of these that are the right size. So a little bit of cad yellow, a little bit of yellow ochre. A little bit of darker green mixed in with that too. That's looking pretty good for that side. We'll put some over on this side. So we did just a little bit of thinner. And we're just barely touching. Make it look like some bushes and some trees. We want to put some in the front right there. In front of these, we'll just change the flavor a little bit. Those look like some pretty distant, faraway trees, and that looks pretty good. So now I think what we're going to do is we're going to take a little bit of, I want to make this look like water through here. So I think we'll use just a little bit of white with that. I got a little blue, a little bit of phthalo green. We're just going to come back in here and just pull straight down. just go gently across like so. You can always change the shape of your lake or your pond. However you need to. That's looking pretty good to me, except the idea that if the sun is setting back here, I think these would be darker. So here's an example of how to fix your mistakes. So we're going to go back in, and I'll get just a little bit more thinner. A little Van Dyke brown, a little dark green. And we're just going to go right over top of them and just darken them up a little bit. I don't think we need to have to do all of them. But we're going to darken up some of these trees, make it look like they're just a silhouette in the background. You can always use a little bit of yellow ochre, a little bit of red, or a little bit of alizarin crimson. I think that darken them up a little bit. I think it looks a little better. So. And however you want to do your painting, however you want your painting to look in your world, that's what you need to do. So, looking pretty good. I think it's looking like some trees back there, and a little pond, a little bit of lake. And what we're going to do now is we're going to reflect some of these colors down here in the water. See how that works. Now you can turn your brush over and just very lightly put some color in there. A little crimson on this side, so I'll put a little bit of crimson in there. A little bit of yellow, a little bit of green. Like so. And then we'll take a clean brush. Or as clean as we can find. Let me get a clean brush out. Take a clean brush, clean dry brush, and just barely touch it, pull down, and then barely across. Just use the corner of the tip if you need to get back in here in the back part. And I think that looks pretty good. We're going to put something else here in the front. So we just wanted that in the back. Then we will take I had to open my liquid white yet. I'm gonna open that up. I mixed this up earlier, so just a little bit of liquid white. Go in here and just put a little bit of water lines in. And then this is something that I found. This is just a little blender brush. This is, it's actually a little makeup brush is what it is. And I want to make my water lines sometimes a little bit softer. Just take your little bitty blender brush, just like so, and just barely touch. Make them lines a little softer. Now, here's a little tip. This one right here, to me, it looks too thick. It looks too big. So, we just clean the blender off. And when you keep blending, it'll just blend right into the background if you keep going. So, I think that looks pretty good. And we're going to stop with that part right there. Looks pretty good for the background so far. We'll stop right there and then do the foreground.